So in the last video, I kind of started to talk about, you know, the Final Fantasy VII OG versus the new reimagining of Final Fantasy VII. And do we even feel like they're in competition with one another? Do we feel like it's one of those things? You know what I mean? And I'm going to get into why I feel this way. And I think I haven't seen people speak on this too much. I've seen people argue about it. I've seen people try to flame each other in comments and on social media and everything, but I haven't seen a lot of people like really go in depth with, but again, I don't watch other content creators, video makers. Content creator is such a gross word. It's such a gross word. Video makers on YouTube. Entertainers, YouTube, digital entertainers. Come out and talk about that, but I don't watch a lot of their stuff, you know, because I don't want my thoughts and ideas to be influenced, and a lot of them feel the same way. So I have talked with a lot of them, but we don't really watch a lot of each other's content, and that's cool. That's understood. It's, you know, especially if you're theory crafting, which I don't do a lot of anymore. I don't want to have my ideas like influenced too much. Even if there's a right, mine might have been wrong. I want to go down with a burning ship. I'm going to go down with my ship. Anyway, which it is on fire, and it's almost at the bottom of the ocean. Anyway, that point aside, I don't feel like Final Fantasy VII OG and Final Fantasy VII Remake Saga, I don't believe these are competing with each other. I feel like they complement each other, and I don't feel like it's in a compilation of Final Fantasy VII kind of way. You know, I don't feel that way. I think really what we're looking at is a situation where, and I've explained this in live streams, I think I've talked about it in a few videos, but I've never dedicated a video to it. So we're going to dedicate a video to it today. I really feel like we are looking at the compilation in a way of all the ideas, all the notes, everything they've ever had. Not every person at Square Enix, but the people higher up responsible for the development of the game. Directors have been brought in, creative, like I really feel like they've brought in like film directors and stuff like, and people in the movie industry to kind of talk about ideas too, because you can see it, like you can really see it. Not that the game devs couldn't do that on their own, but I feel like they've brought in people to consult. You can see it in the directing. It's different than anything Square Enix has ever done. It's different. It feels different. It looks different. It is different. They've never made a game like this before. Even 16, as good as it was, and you could tell they took some notes as far as like directing and framing and shots and stuff from Final Fantasy VII Remake, but Square Enix has never made games like this before, that look like this, that feel like this. And I feel like they have taken every idea they've had and they've kind of thrown it in a blender and they've put it on the table and they've said, what do we want to do? What do we not want to do? This is what we did in the compilation. These are the ideas we had. What do we want to do? How do we want to move forward? And how do we want to keep people guessing and all this other kind of stuff, which I still feel like it's going to go the direction of Final Fantasy VII. It might go a little further than Meteor. They might do something after that, which I will guarantee, like at the end of the third game, it's not going to end with the Sephiroth battle at the middle of the core of the planet. I think it's going to go beyond that. I think maybe you go back to Midgar. Can you imagine the final battle between Cloud and Sephiroth? And this is a pitch. This is a pitch. This is a prediction. This is a prediction. The final battle between Cloud and Sephiroth in a Midgar with flaming tornadoes, with Meteor trying to come down, with the life stream attacking the Meteor, and like Cloud battling Sephiroth, and like Aerith from the life stream acting as your white mage. Like, you're not controlling her, but like you randomly get like a buff, or you randomly get like a heal or something like that, and you can hear her talking like all around you as the live stream is attacking the Meteor. That's going to be my prediction for the ending of Game 3. The final battle between Sephiroth and Cloud in Midgar, flaming tornadoes, people get sucked up and burning in the flaming tornadoes, the live stream trying to battle it, you know, Aerith and everything. So anyway, that's Anyway, I got off track, but that's a prediction for you. This really is like the combination of all of their ideas. You can see it in the characters. You can see in like the characters they've added, like you know, Madam M and Leslie and characters like that. Even Don Corneo's like goons, and then, well, they were there before, but they weren't fleshed out. And then the guy at the gym, the guys at the gym having more character dialogue, stuff like that, fully fleshed out to the point where they're like a mini game. I mean, it's all these amazing ideas they've had over the years, and trying to find a way to implement them and put them into the game. And I really feel like that's where the remake project kind of came from. And I think Sony was also probably like, yo, we want a remake of Final Fantasy VII. Let's go. Come on. We'll pay for it. We'll pay for it. Come on. So, in that respect, I don't feel like it's competing with 7. It's an evolution of 7, if you will. And I know a lot of people won't want to hear that. They're going to think it's gross. Chill out for a minute. You know, there are so many unanswered questions in the original Final Fantasy VII, so many kind of unfinished, open-ended kind of things that they needed the compilation for. Now they can reimagine the story, and they can put that stuff in the game. Game 3, you're going to see a lot of tie-up. I don't think we're not going to Rocket Town in Game 2. I'm almost guaranteeing that. Game 3, you're going to do all, well, you know what? I think you might go to Rocket Town. Either that or the Palmer thing is going to happen in Gongaga. I think the Palmer thing might happen in Gongaga, and not Rocket Town. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But I feel like we might not get to Rocket Town in this game, and if we don't, whatever. Game 3 it is. We're probably Medial, definitely Game 3, because Cloud has to be fished out of the live stream. Wutai is going to be Game 3. You know, there's going to be all kinds of stuff, and making Wutai a focus of Game 3 is a note. That is a note, because you could have gone to Wutai, you know, once you get the tiny Bronco, you know, you can, there's a way to get to Wutai. So all these things, that's just a few examples. There are so many more. Incorporating characters like Cisne and Kunzel and the Crisis Core characters, especially Genesis, you all know how I feel on that. And taking notes from like Dirge of Cerberus with the Deep Ground stuff. All of this stuff, they're creating this massive like expanded director's cut. It's like a director's cut of Final Fantasy VII. You know, 25 years later, the director's cut gets released in the form of the remake saga. It's not a competition, right? You can enjoy one and enjoy the other, or you can enjoy one and not enjoy the other, but it's not a competition. And I really think Square Enix, and I have been critical of them too, I've been critical of things in Rebirth coming up, because I think if Zach's just dead in the live stream, I think that's a broken contract with the viewer. You showed him surviving to give us a cliffhanger, and if he didn't survive, it's a cheaply written cliffhanger. That's the truth. It's some bad level M. Night Shyamalan stuff, right? You don't want to copy bad M. Night Shyamalan, right? You want to copy good directors. However you feel on that, moot point. I'm going to do another whole video where I kind of flame that whole idea. But that's not what this is. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a fantastic reimagining of the classic Final Fantasy VII. It is not in competition. Final Fantasy VII, after this is over, will still be the greatest game ever made. Because Final Fantasy VII Remake Saga is still Final Fantasy VII. They're the same thing. It's not a sequel. It's not a requel. I'm so clever, I came up with requel. That's not a real thing. Shut up. Sit down. It's a requel. I cringe every time I see that. Shut up. Sit down. Let the adults talk. It's not a sequel. It's not prequel. I don't think it's anything like that. And I could be wrong. It could be another video of mine that does not age well. But hey, I'm here to entertain you. So entertain I will. I just think it's a reimagining. It is the 25 years later director's cut of Final Fantasy VII. Remade with current gen standards and all that kind of stuff. Open world, true open world. You know, people used to love the Final Fantasy VII OG world map, and I'm like, it wasn't great. It really wasn't great. There were a lot of invisible walls, a lot of places you couldn't go. It was basically just a big trap for random battles and, you know, finding some rare materials here and there, like what was it, the Zen nut or whatever, one of the nuts you had to have to breed on the path to breeding a gold chocobo. You had to stop on that island to fight that raptor thing or whatever. Anyway, forgive me. I'm not an encyclopedia or not a bestiary. the director's cut of Final Fantasy VII. That's what we're getting, and I'm really excited about that. I think it's a great way to go. I think it's the right direction. I really do. Regardless of how you feel about whatever they're doing with Zack and all that, I'm here for the ride. It is not a competition. It is not a competition. So, anyway, post your comments below. Let me know what you think about that. I'm going to put my hazmat suit on before I go into the in the little chamber, the doorway you walk through. It's like, psst. I'm going to do all that before I go into the comment section on this video. So, y'all get a little gross. Y'all get a little nasty sometimes. It's okay. Your boy can get nasty too. It's okay. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. I got the thick skin. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Be safe. Be good to each other. Keep rocking. Subscribe to the channel. Throw a like. All that kind of good stuff. Support. I appreciate the hell out of all of you all that are. So, and it helps a lot. So until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy.